All right, so it's a Friday. Let's take a look. Okay, so this is gold. Remember with gold, we had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I said we could be going up all the way. And then we had also a weekly target at 3,067. And yesterday I did say, look, if the market does come down, and it is a bit tricky, I did say, because, you know, we're at the tops and stuff, but there's still a target up there on the weekly. And I did say, if you do want to buy on the lows, you need to buy at 3,028. There was another line there. I think it was 33. So there was 3,028 and 33. Okay, somewhere around here. Okay, and I did say that would be like a place where you could buy if the market did kind of come back. If you did that, that's fine. You should be okay and you should have made money, because if you recall, I had a comment on there, all right, on Friday. Okay, so if we had that 10 past 6 to 6:25, we had that 10 past 4, okay, and 10 past 6 to 6:25, and I said it should go to, sorry, that's Friday. I said we've got 4:25 and 6 to 6:30. If market does not turn, it should go to 8:49.15, and that's it. Kind of like from here, it didn't turn. It went into that 8:49.15 and hung around there. Actually, yesterday I was doing a video exactly when the market was coming down here, and I did say you could go long here. Okay, why? Because it did that. It did that. Okay. And the name of the video is Stop Second Guessing. If you take a look on YouTube, you'll find it. I was actually doing it when this was happening, so it might be a good case study for you. All right, and as you can see, the market from there just like went up, so you should all be okay and in the money. And obviously this is Friday. Okay, the market came down. You guys already had Friday hours, so if you were still in the trade, obviously you would be on top of your game, and so on. Okay, what to do today then? So today, Friday, let's take a look. Let's take this down for a start. Now, as you can see on the PST, that's a bit bearish. Okay, so market might want to push down a little bit, and that's fine. It hasn't done the weekly, but it's pretty close, as you can see. All right, just on the tip. The highest it did was 76.63. Okay, so it's pretty close to that 77. Okay, but at the end of the day, it was pretty close. So that target still remains actually 3,067. And as you can see, we don't really have a break of structure. On Thursday, the market did not go below the low of Wednesday. Okay, it stop sweeped that low, which was done in New York. Okay, and it still picked up. Okay, so now we're in a bit of a dilemma. Now what you have to look out for here, okay, we're at the top, and our 15-minute chart, as you can see, we've got head and shoulders. Okay, so having this head and shoulders, shoulder, head, shoulder, we need to be careful, because if it does break, then what's going to happen is it's going to do this thing which I talked about before. I said, guys, we're going to have something like this, okay? And this is the zone we're expecting that to happen. So draw your lines in there. And once that does happen, and it will, if it comes to a swing day and a swing hour, which we pre-calculated, then we're going to be on top of our game, aren't we? So that's how it's going to pan out. So this has got room to come back into. You could also measure that zone from the takeoff here, and you'll see that's your 37 to 25 zone. Okay, so it's nice and easy. We just anticipate a wait for it. Now, because the trend is up and the world is full of volatility, which we don't really care about, but it should kind of like turn around to go long again, and that 54 is 2978, okay, which is for today, but I don't think it's going to go all the way into 2978 today, obviously. But what we might see next week is a bit of a pullback and then go up again. So that might be the way to go. If you want to sell today, then you can to push further down as well. All right. So there are two ways to follow this. If the market breaks below the low of yesterday, but it's not a stop sweep. If it breaks, it's going to be something. Let's say, I'm just trying to give you an example here. Let's say, can't really find a good one. Let's say we broke the low and we're sticking below. See, that was a low and we're sticking below the low. Okay. And then any pull up can let you sell off. Okay. So if, like I said, the market doesn't do a stop sweep, but breaks down and hangs around here like for a while, if it goes back up into a trading hour, you can sell. While we're at the lows, you can buy. And let me just check this hour to see if it's a good one. It's a Friday. Let's take a look. What time's it? 7:30 my time. And 7:05 on Friday. Let me just check with this one. Friday, 7:05. It's all right. Not a bad spot. So from 7:05 onwards, you can follow it through. You just need to be careful for 8:30 around here. Okay. So I didn't mark 8:30, but this is it. So this zone is okay. If you entered here, then you just put your stop loss under the low of this. Okay. Just understand this is prone to stop sweeps. And just understand we've got a head and shoulders happening. But if you want to buy the lows with a tight stop loss, I'm okay with that. Okay. Remember, today is not a swing day for gold. We've already done the swing days. It's over. The market's at the top, and then that's it. So the swing days this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, were just following up, going all the way higher and higher, higher. So if you still want to follow it higher into that zone, I don't say no. From the lows, I think you can buy. If it breaks below, like I said, hangs around here, then a pull-up will be an opportunity to sell. That sell zone will be around here if the market sells off again, or if it breaks down, comes back, closes gap, which is again the daily pivot. Okay, there. So if the market wants to sell here, it might do so. Be cautious when you get to the daily pivot. But this is, like I said, it's a trading hour. And, if you're on top of your game, these are the lows. If you want to buy the lows to go up, you can. Okay. And if you're going to sell, like I said, this is going to be your zone. That's going to be your zone. But if it's going up, you might as well follow it up into there with, manage your trade along the way. The better hours, the tricky hours, actually, I should say, because we're going to have some tricky hours today, is going to be when we're coming up into the New York session, that 10 past 4. So as we get to 10 past 4, I'm expecting some kind of volatility. So 10 past 4 will be a place where the market may want to turn around, and the price will become logical at 10 past 6 to 25 past 6. That's also a good hour to trade, which is New York morning session. Remember, UTC +3 is my time zone, so I'm giving you my time zone. But that 10 past 6 and 25 past 6 zone is a good place where the market will find the price logical. And if that holds, it should take us all the way into 9:25, okay, and even into 11:30 if it continues. And this I've also stated here. All right, so this hour is quite nice to trade, okay, and so is this. So this might be a turnaround coming into this hour in order to get into the trade to go into that hour. All right, it's the beauty of timing. So let's get back into euro dollar. Now with the euro dollar, let's take a look. Euro dollar, I did say you guys might want to sell into Friday, and that's fine if you did so. That was basically it yesterday, so as the market comes down, you can sell into it. If you bought yesterday on the daily PST, you also would have been fine. These were PST levels. So was this 1.0815 because of this level here, 59. All right, 0817 today, but yesterday it was 0815. Okay, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but as we're going down, if you see blue dotted lines, you know what to look for, right? So those levels are on the cards for you. And the market actually did that at the trading hour. And like I said, these were the hours when I was actually doing that video I mentioned earlier, and the market just picked up. So even if you did buy the lows here or here, you should have been just fine. Going back into these PST hours, which were previous PST hours, if you recall. And as you can see, that's the daily pivot for today. If I just refresh that, if you're doing euro dollar, as you can see, that's the break zone. So the market breaks the support, which was a PST level, great. And then the market bought, coming back into retesting of that level there. Okay, so not much to talk about here. So what should we do on a Friday? Well, because Friday is a swing day for the euro dollar, buying it is going to be logical for us. And since we have done the daily targets, okay, it might just dip down a little bit more. Now you have to be careful here. Why? Because we are going to come back to close this off. Okay, so you can go and buy on a swing day, but I'm not sure what time that will be at. Okay, so on the one hand, we might muck around here. On the other hand, it just might come all the way down. Okay, so obviously not in one day. This is the weekly chart, but you see what I'm trying to say here. So if you're going to sell, I'm okay with selling as well. But if you want to buy, I would wait for a lower price to buy before we did that. Okay. What you can do is just, this is Friday, you might want to just say, you know what, I'm just going to let this go. Okay, and that's basically what you can do. 705 is that bar there, which is just closing off here. And this is the manipulation bar here, there. If you watched my scalping video, you might, scalp this kind of situation. You understand the market has dipped down, and then, you could push up from here. But really, not my kind of cup of tea. Yeah, not my cup of tea at all. Okay, so you might want to just wait and see how things pan out. If you want to sell, do it from a higher price, not from the lows. I don't recommend selling from the lows. You can wait for the market to come up to sell here, and that's basically it if you want to sell. Knowing that today, Friday, is a swing day, we might also have room to come down as well, going to a lower level, which is also logical if you take a look at the action here. Okay, so going down, maybe you might want to target 0745. If you want to push down, that'll be a target. 0745 is there. All right, yeah, so a bit tricky. And Fridays, this is why I don't like Fridays. It's not really clear if we're going to have a low swing day or a high swing day. So let's take a look at SP 500. SP 500. Now here we are. Market's going down, obviously. So we'd like to sell high levels. I did say with this, we're either going to go kind of like, flag formation, or we'll do an A, B, C up. Okay, it's looking like a nice flag formation. Here we can see that the market may want to sell. Now remember, Thursday, Friday for this was a swing day. Okay, so if you think about it, SP 500 Thursday or Friday. So then we've got Thursday. If that does hold, I don't mind selling actually, because the market, is kind of trending down, and that's just Thursday. So if you want to follow this, it's okay, I think, to sell. You can also sell at 46 because the setup has changed now. Remember, yesterday's setup and today's setup is now different. Okay, so now that we've got a different setup, and Thursday, Friday was a swing day, selling now high to push down is okay. And because we're in between levels, as you can see, that's not really the channel high, and there's still a bar there. It's not exactly a channel high. We're like in the middle of a channel. You can still do it. You can do it with a smaller lot size. Okay, you don't have to, be pushy on your lots. But this is nice, as you can see, 705. You see, that's not a bad spot to get in, because Thursday was a swing day, no gaps, it's filled everything there. Okay, Friday's a swing day, that's like following through at 7 o'clock is there. Right, 7:05. So that's not a bad spot at all. It's kind of like a double top. If we break the neckline, it's also good. On a pullback into a trading hour, you want to push it down, you can. Okay, and that's fine to do so as well. So I'm okay to do that onto the downside. And then just draw your channel like mine, because you're going to have to use technical analysis here. You're going to see that we should come down here. We should break the lows here at least with a stop sweep, and that's a low of, let's say, around 5,600. Okay, so we should like dip below 5,600 at least for a stop sweep. If they're going to buy, it's a different ball game. But I think this is just like going to go south again. Okay, one more thing, guys, don't look at the news when you're trading, because I got a question the other day. Should I look at the news? Do I need to listen to the news? Don't, because the comments are absolutely ridiculous. And everybody's got some silly opinion, and yours is not going to be any worse than theirs. At the end of the day, this is going down. This is a consolidation, flag formation. We're just doing what we've learned, basically. We're just applying what we've learned. And the more you listen to other people, the more confused you're going to get. Just apply what we've learned in the coaching, time it, price it, nail it. Let's take a look at Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and Bitcoin, and we'll call it a day. Okay, Dow Jones as well. Okay, so this is the same kind of setup. Now with Dow Jones, you guys know Monday and Friday. Okay, so nothing really dramatic here. Monday and Friday. So Friday we should have a turnaround, and this is beautiful to see, as you can see on Thursday, market being here. Now this is a breakout, and you can see here SP 500 change formation, but this did not. So what are we going to do? Okay, well, we can still go. Friday's a swing day, and let's just make this a little bigger. Okay, so because we had Monday to Friday, that's your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So from Monday on to all the way into Friday, right? I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Monday to Friday. So the market pretty much start going up Monday. It just followed through, which I said it should with SP 500 as well. Remember, I said we've got room to go up, so this Monday should push up, and the market just kept kind of like following through, and that's fine for us. Now what? Well, now Friday we can think about selling off. Maybe let's see where that gap has been filled, as you can see, right? The market filled in the gap. It's all honky-dory. So it's a bit of a dilemma. I would leave this alone. I don't know. Why? Because on the one hand, I'd like to sell. This is a sell zone. On the other hand, I've got a breakout here. Okay, so, and then I'm under that resistance here. So it's a little tricky. Okay, it's a little tricky. Maybe just let it go. All right. If like SP 500, you're saying I want to sell, okay, then do it with a smaller lot size. If you're saying it's a buy and I want to buy, then you're going to have to do it at the lows, okay, like here. Okay, so you'll have to let it come here, make it a stop sweep or a bounce off the weekly at a trading hour, and then buy if you want to do that. Okay, let's take a look at NASDAQ. Okay. Here we are. So let's do this. All right, so this is NASDAQ. Now with NASDAQ, we add Monday, Friday. Okay, so let's take a look on the daily. All right, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I think we can push this down. Okay, so this is looking like a down because we're right on the breakout. The 39 is the goodbye kiss at 19,743. And 19,743 is where it might just touch again. 19,743 is there. Okay. So if the market does, kind of like come up here and kind of like sizzle down, it might do so, not a problem. Okay. And that's basically it if you want to sell it down. If it breaks above that and hangs around, starts to push above it, then don't stand in front of it, because if they're going to sell, they should sell. There's still room to come down on the monthly as well. As we've like bounced off just below that, but this is bearish, as you can see. Okay, pin bar plus bearish. So after so many weeks of going down, this is again like flag formation. So look, I don't mind selling this zone. We talked about this zone before as well. It's a breakout of a block. So break a block, market coming up, selling, 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 and you want to sell, you can sell it all the way down there. And remember, we've got room to come down on this one, so I don't think it's going to be a drama because we've got room to come down. Okay, so we talked about this before. There is room for this to fall back down into. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Okay, so with NASDAQ, if we go into that PST level, just mind this 41 as well, 19,874, the red line. So the blue and the red will be the places to look for shorting at the right time. So note those price levels, okay? Let us take a look at Bitcoin. Now with Bitcoin, let's take a look. Monday, Thursday, Sunday. Let's see what happened. I didn't check this on Sunday. On Thursday, sorry. Thursday, swing day. Okay, so it's bizarre, isn't it? It's just bizarre. Market making a level on a swing day and selling off. And guess what? That is going to be your gap closure, isn't it? Yep, close the gap. Okay, even if I didn't mention it, you guys would have known that. And then that's your trading hour, and the market just sizzles down. Not exactly a great fit like this one, where the market came down, but still it is it. So Thursday, market goes back up again and sells. You could have also sold at this hour because on Thursday, 425, 630, 425 is the buying there. 630 is that one, is it? 630 is the selling here. Yeah, this is not a great match, as you can see. Okay, those hours are not a great match, so you wouldn't have done anything. 220, 255. Let's see, where's 220? This is 220 on that bar. Okay, so this was like a buy for an intraday, but remember Thursday was a swing day, so you would have been thinking swing day, where can we go to? Okay, remember swing day is a place we're either breaking out or we're going to turn around. If we break out, we're going to a target. If we turn around, we're turning from a target. So that's a gap filled there. So what to do? I say this is still room for coming down. So selling this zone to push down, I think still is okay. Where can you do that? You can start doing that at 49, 85,018, 85,595, 85,108. Those are your levels. Okay, and the last one is 85,988. So all you've got to do is match time and price. If it doesn't, don't bother, because this is a bit tricky since we're above a breakout here. Okay, but the notion is down, so my bias would be to the downside, especially after a Thursday high there, right? Exactly closing the gap. So it's pretty neat, giving room for the market to go further down into this zone. Also, if you take a look at your daily here, we still have like room that can dip down and close up. Okay, and that's a flag formation after the impulse. So selling the highs is fine. Okay.